you start by just stating and spelling your full name for the record?
Dustin Prince, D-U-S-T-I-N-P-R-I-N-T-Z.
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Prince.
Morning.
Can you first tell us a little bit about yourself? How old are you?
I'm 27.
What do you do for a living?
I work for a burial service, Roland Wilbur Burial Vault.
What's the name of that company?
Wilbur Burial Vaults.
Okay. And do you live here in Cedar Rapids?
Yes.
What's your address?
270 15th Street.
Is that on the northwest side of town?
Yes.
Are you familiar with a person by the name of Dakota Van Patten?
Yes.
How?
He's my little brother.
Did you say younger brother?
Yes.
Okay. Did Mr. Van Patten live with you at the 270 15th Street Northwest residence in Cedar Rapids on or about February 17th and 18th of 2024?
Yes.
Approximately how long had he been living with you at that time?
About 6 months.
Where did he stay in the residence or use as his kind of primary bedroom?
There's a bedroom in the basement.
And for the 6 months or so while he was there, was that where he slept and kept his personal items and whatnot?
Yes.
I want to take you to the day of February 17th of 2024, it was Saturday, and ask you just a few questions about some contact you may have had with Mr. Van Patten, your brother, on that day. Did you see your brother that day?
No, I spoke to him on the phone, like early evening, probably about 5 or 6 o'clock or so.
Do you remember when you spoke to him on the phone where he was?
He was...
Objection calls for hearsay.
Overruled.
Do you remember where he was?
He was supposed to be at a birthday party at Pizza Ranch, and judging by the background sound, it sounded like a child's birthday, like kids screaming, arcade games from the arcade they have in the back of Pizza Ranch.
Is there a Pizza Ranch on the west side of town in Cedar Rapids?
Yeah, over there by the Quick Star on Tom Williams, I believe. Over there by the library.
Okay. Is that also in the southwest side near like Menards and Walmart and those places?
Yeah, that area over there.
Do you know a person by the name of Shantae McMurrin?
No, I don't believe so.
So you don't know whether he was with her or not?
No.
So when you talked to Mr. Van Patten, your brother, at about 5 p.m., and it sounded like he was at this birthday party, did you speak to him after that on the 17th?
I don't think so.
So he wasn't at your residence at 270 15th Street Northwest, obviously, because you're talking on the phone at that time, right?
On the Saturday, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
Do you recall seeing him at all that Saturday around your house?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
When is the next time you recall approximately seeing Mr. Van Patten?
It'd be Sunday, like late morning, early afternoon, probably about noon. Sometime between like 11 a.m. and 1 in the afternoon, somewhere in there.
Where did you see him?
At my house. That's when I woke up from, I'd worked the night before. So when I woke up, he was there, and yeah.
Do you know, as you sit here today, when he arrived home?
I don't know exactly what time he arrived. I just know he was there when I woke up. I don't know, sometime between 11 and 1 o'clock.
Mr. Prince, I'd like to present to you what's been previously introduced and accepted into evidence as State's Exhibits number 13U and 13B, when the court allows us to publish that. So just hang tight for now.
Uh, 13U is published now.
Mr. Prince, do you recognize the objects and the item in State's Exhibit number 13U?
Yeah, that appears to be my lockbox.
And is this a lockbox that you kept at your residence at 270 15th Street Northwest?
Yes.
And where did you keep this lockbox?
In my bedroom, the foot of the bed.
In your bedroom at the foot of the bed?
Yeah.
How did you keep this lockbox locked and secured?
There was a padlock on it, and the only keys for the padlock were on my key ring that was with me wherever I went.
So the key to this lockbox opened a padlock that opened a lockbox?
Yes.
And that's something you kept on keys, what, other keys that you had? Like,
Yeah, just my normal set of keys, key for both my cars, my house, for work. There was 2 keys for the padlock, but they were on the same ring on the set of keys. When you buy a padlock, they'll give you a key set have 2 keys on the...
And you had both keys?
Yeah, both keys were on the ring, same ring, on the key ring the whole time.
Is there any other way to open that padlock than those 2 keys?
No, there's no other way to open that padlock.
Did you have those keys with you or have knowledge of where those keys were throughout the day on February 17th?
Yes, I worked both of my jobs, so from 7 a.m. until about 2 p.m., and then my other job from 7 p.m. until about 5 a.m. They were with me through both jobs.
And throughout the day, you had those keys with you that had the only means to access this lockbox?
Yes, those keys were on my person the entire day.
Does your brother, Mr. Van Patten, have access to this lockbox, or did he on February 17th of 2024 through any means?
No.
To your knowledge, was this lockbox then kept in its regular location as of February 17th, 2024 on that day?
Yes, the box had not moved. It was in the same spot.
And to your knowledge, had that box moved in any of the days previous to that?
No.
Any reason to believe as of February 17th, 2024 that anybody had manipulated or accessed this lockbox?
No.
And to your knowledge, did this lockbox remain in its regular location at the foot of your bed up until the time it was seized and searched on February 20th, 2024?
Yeah, it was in the same spot, unmoved, until the police removed it.
And how did the lockbox get open for the police?
I believe they had already cut it open by the time I'd gotten there, but the lock was still locked, and they used my keys when I had gotten home to open it.
So you even had to get the police into the lockbox?
Yeah, I had to give the police the key to open the lock. I don't remember if they'd cut in through the box itself was just plastic, but it had not been broken before that.
So as we see this right here, when the police took this photograph, was that because you provided the means in which they could open the lockbox and examine the contents?
Yeah, like I said, I provided them means to open the lock. I don't know if they opened it wouldn't have been hard to cut through a plastic box. The lock was what was holding it, but before they'd arrived, box wasn't broken in any means. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding the question. Or...
No, you're good.
Okay.
No, the lockbox had not been manipulated and opened in any way.
Yeah.
Okay. Move on to, before we move on, at the top of this picture in the lockbox, we see a firearm. What kind of firearm is that?
9mm pistol.
Is that your firearm then?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to 13V now. In 13V, we see some items on there. Is this the firearm then after it was taken out of the lockbox and photographed?
Yeah, that looks like the same firearm.
And then is there a magazine then that would be associated with or would be used to load that firearm?
Yes.
Any other firearm-related items in here?
You mean like in the picture?
Yeah.
Looks like an extra magazine, a box of Remington ammunition. I'm not sure. It looks like there's a holster up there.
Are those all your items too?
Yes.
Those were all in the lockbox as well?
Yes.
Were all the contents related to firearms that you had kept in your lockbox up to and including February 17th still in that lockbox as pictured here?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Were all the items that you had in your lockbox that were firearm related, the firearm itself, the 9mm, the ammunition, the magazines, were all of those items still in the lockbox when it was accessed by the police?
Yeah, as far as,
So nothing missing?
no.
I don't have any other questions at this time, Your Honor.
Cross-examination?
Good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Prince, before February 17th, had you ever seen my client, McKinley Louisma, in your house?
No, I'd never seen him inside the house.
I don't have anything else, thank you.
Redirect?
A couple questions about that, Mr. Prince. First of all, what hours do you work at your job?
My day job for the burial service, I work Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. till about 2 or 3, depending on the day. And then my second job, I work security overnight, and that's, depending on the week, always Friday, Saturday night, and then a couple other nights throughout the week, so 3 to 4 nights a week. And that the hours kind of vary back and forth an hour or so, but typically about 8 p.m. till about 3 or 4 a.m.
So with those type of hours, then, would there be occasions when you wouldn't be at home and perhaps Mr. Van Patten would have a guest?
Yeah, I could safe to say there's a lot of time that I was not at home.
Can you say definitively that Mr. Louisma was not at your residence during those times?
No, I have no way of knowing for sure that he was not in my house.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Cross?
No, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.